I saw a compilation of Jokic's shots.
That name fucks you up. It stays fucking you up.
Plural? Say it plural. Jokic's?
Jokic's.
Jokic?
Jokic.
See? Fucks you up too.
Well, hi.
Hi.
How are ya?
I've been better.
All things considered.
Yeah, it's a rough day to be me. It's a rough week to be me.
For those of you,
I lost the series.
yeah, you're in it. You're a team.
Felt like it.
For those of you who don't know, Raegan and I made a little wager, a little fun bet. We encourage you to do the same. It makes, especially if you don't have an NBA team and you're just a fan of like watching.
Well, see, here's the thing. I was just a fan watching, and I was like, you know what? This will be fun. And then here I am.
I am speaking from my experience.
Yeah, and then here I am cursing at the TV in front of my mother. And she's looking at me. I'm like, well, I don't.
Mother.
I didn't know any of these men's names last week, but this week.
But you feel emotionally invested. And imagine, I was thinking about this. Imagine you're this emotionally invested. Imagine how these people feel who have been like diehards.
I mean, I have been a Chiefs fan my entire life. I do know how it feels.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
But as of late, I haven't felt that in a while. So it's been rough.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what it's like to win. It feels really good thus far. So yeah, what like I was saying, for those of you who don't know, in both series, Raegan took the Lakers. I took the Nuggets. We know how that one turned out.
Well, we'll get there. We're going to cover it.
Okay.
In depth.
Well, we'll go in depth
to just,
to that.
You know, pour
But
salt on my wound.
Basically, we know I won, i.e. the Nuggets won.
Mm-hmm.
And TBD on how the other series, the East, will pan out.
So we're just going to glaze past that.
Well, we don't know.
Well, you're losing.
Okay.
As
I mean,
of
you don't
now.
know. It's not over till it's over.
Okay. Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Last night? It's Friday.
Yeah, no, I get it. I got the time difference.
All right, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you how
I think
it
the
feels to
main
win.
point here is, at this current point, loser winner is my main my main takeaway is
in more
LW,
instances,
loser winner, doesn't have to, as of right now, doesn't have to do our wager of the bet, which is to go to a bar of my choosing. The men that I choose, you have to make an advancement on. You have to hit on them.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm choosing to look at this in a positive light. I'll meet my husband, and then I'll have the Lakers to thank.
Then you guys will be Lakers fans forever.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody finds their husband at Tin Roof, but we'll see. I'm sure there have been. I'm sure there's been people.
I don't want to be one. I don't want to be a statistic.
I don't want to be one of the first.
Well, yeah. So anyway, it sucks being me this week. And
Loser.
I'm the only one that lost. The Lakers players didn't.
Right. Sorry, LeBron.
Yeah. But we'll get into that, of course. But welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. To give you a brief overview, if you're new here, we're two girls that once a week sit on the couch in our sweats, get comfy, get cozy, and we talk sports. And that's literally it.
Yeah. So welcome to Name 3 Players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sports for the girls.
Well, shall we start with our recap?
We shall.
Okay. 2 little quick hitters, and then we'll get into the meat of it. But we talked about 76ers coach Doc Rivers.
Old Doc Rivers.
Old Doc Rivers was fired.
That bit is tired, but it's still funny.
Somebody texted me, and they were like, why you got to do Doc like that? I'm like, well, his name's Doc
Yeah.
Rivers.
Every time I still, even when I read it in my head, I'm like, oh, Doc Rivers.
Nowhere does it say old.
But I'm adding it.
Yeah. Anyways, he was fired from the 76ers after their elimination from the playoffs.
Yep.
And now he's in the Final Four interview process for the Phoenix Sun head coach job.
Yeah.
So they're just like
They just bounce around.
musical chairs.
Mm-hmm.
So next up is Ja Morant.
Mm-hmm.
We chatted about him last week with his little run-in with the law-ish with the Instagram Live, really,
Right.
and a gun.
Run-ins with the law.
Yeah, plural.
There were a couple.
So this week, the county sheriff and the police department had to do a wellness check on him because of some disturbing
Welfare check.
Yeah.
Basically, he posted a couple stories in succession of one another that were that could be alluded to him
They were pretty
harming
cryptic.
himself.
Yeah.
They were basically shout outs to his family members saying he loves them, and then him saying goodbye in a video. And then he deleted them very quickly, but obviously people saw and called in to get a welfare check.
Yeah.
He responded by saying, like, pretty much he's fine. He was just taking a break from social media.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there. We don't know. But he did say he was fine, and he's been confirmed that he's safe.
Yeah. As long as he's okay.
Right.
Whatever you need to do, buddy.
Yeah, maybe you should take a break from social media. And,
That'd be good.
guns. Malls. Pick up games.
17-year-olds.
17-year-olds. As a whole.
All of it.
Yeah,
Just check
out for that off season.
Sir. Take a beat. So hopefully he stays on the right track.
Right.
Everything is good. And then finally for the recap, the PGA Championship.
Woo!
Honestly, it was pretty exciting.
No, it really was.
We previewed it last week with, just like players, golfers to watch. And we talked about LIV versus PGA golfers, which hot button because a LIV player won.
Right. And there were PGA tried and trues that were kind of pissed off about how lax this championship was ran and like all of
really?
the...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I just read a couple things. Some tweets.
I mean, makes sense. So if you didn't catch on our Instagram, because since we only film and release episodes once a week, we do post
little updates
on our
Why did I say
Instagram
that?
feed, on our stories. So Brooks Koepka won this year's PGA Championship. This marks his third PGA Championship he's won and his fifth overall major.
First time as a LIV golfer.
Yes. So if you missed last week's episode, check it out because we break down LIV versus PGA, what that means for him to win, because technically LIV golfers aren't able to compete in PGA sanctioned events unless they've met former criteria. With Brooks's case, he had won this before, so he's automatically given an in to the tournament each year. So he won by I think it was a 1 or 2 shot lead. So it was close, but it was a great win for him, for the LIV tour, all of that. That dude has not stopped since he won.
I saw a TikTok of him drinking out of the cup.
Well, yeah, he loves doing that. Somebody was like, Brooks Koepka just loves
Oh, Brooks,
raising.
he loves doing that.
Well, there's always videos of him just lifting the trophy or whatever. But
Well, go off, King.
he
Have fun.
He won the tournament on Sunday in New York. By Monday, he was in Florida watching the Panthers hockey game. They're in the hockey finals. And then on Tuesday, he was at the Heats game, him and his wife. So they just haven't quit. And there's a video of him. And he's at, I think, the Panthers game. And he's clapping and his eyes are wide. And somebody was like, Brooks Koepka has not slept. And so, I mean, wouldn't
That's
you
fun.
know? Good for him. But, and this win was a big win for him because he was coming off an injury. And as of last year,
A golf injury?
A knee injury, I believe. But he was in that Full Swing Netflix documentary, and they talked about him recovering and how him winning a major may not be a thing.
I started that, but I fell asleep.
Oh, as you yawn. Jesus. Big golf
What?
girl over there.
I was just being honest. I started it.
But yeah,
I was trying to learn about golf.
Big win for him. He's only 10 majors behind Tiger, and I understand that sounds like a lot, but with how long he is,
Right.
and as long as he stays healthy, he could catch him.
That's crazy to say.
It is, but I mean, Tiger's hurt right now. We don't know when Tiger's going to come back.
Yeah, I trust you. Statistically, I have no idea if
So.
that's factual, but it sounds right.
We'll see what happens. So big win for Brooks Koepka, big weekend for the PGA, which again we'll get into here in a little bit because
Yeah.
it's a little Cinderella story. But yeah, So those are our little
That's the
updates on our
recap.
story. Yeah, our stories from last week.
That sounded like a very well-rounded recap.
All right, so now we'll dive into our top 3 stories of the week. Again, if you're new here, we pick out what we think are the top 3 news stories of the week in the sports world.
The cutting edge stuff, if you will.
Obviously.
Yeah.
If we're covering it.
And we care.
We do care.
You should care.
Okay, so back to the finals. Let's just get it out of the way. Lakers versus Nuggets. Nuggets swept the Lakers.
They sure did.
Let it out. Whatever you feel like.
I mean, I already called you a loser a lot, so I'll leave it there. I did.
Oh, yeah,
You were here.
I was.
You were here for the intro. I didn't say it behind your back. Yeah. They did. They truly did. And I feel pretty good about it.
Game 4 was LeBron versus the Nuggets.
Right.
They were winning. They went into halftime up 15. He had 31 points in the first half. Seemed promising.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Not to say that it's my fault.
It's me.
But I was watching the updates on my phone because I was watching the season finale of Summer House. Obviously.
Find a girl that can do both.
Exactly. And then when I started watching the game is when they blew the lead and lost.
I get where you could pull that into saying it was your fault.
Mm-hmm. But
you should comment on the Lakers' Instagram and apologize.
I might do that. And ask again who Jared Vanderbilt was wearing. But anyway, so yeah.
I don't have any closing thoughts other than it feels good to be on the winning side. Thanks, Denver.
Well, not to not give them credit because they played a great series and their coach is very adamant about them getting their credit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen his post-game interviews?
Yes.
Okay. It's always like, what can the Lakers do to fix it and win? Not like how well they played.
And I do get that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I do get it.
Or like, what LeBron fell during this part and that's what led. And he's like, no, we're just a good team.
Yeah. They are a good team. Jokic is insane.
No. Superhuman.
I saw a compilation of Jokic's shots.
That name fucks you up. It stays fucking you up.
Plural? Say it plural. Jokic's?
Jokic's.
Jokic. See? Fucks you up too.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Anyways, I saw a compilation of his insane shots.
He is him.
And he would be like, okay, I'm going to pass this. And then like buckets, a 3. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How do you do that? So well-deserved. They go to the finals for the first time in franchise history. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool for
pretty
them.
exciting. So last thing out of that one is LeBron teased at retirement that night, but then it was reported on Get Up ESPN that he was like, I mean, I'm still better than 90%, if not 95% of players in the NBA, so why would I stop now?
That spread of statistics is funny.
Yeah.
90, if not 95.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not retiring. He just hinted at that, I'm sure, just for a little sympathy after blowing that lead.
So you are on the side of he's not retiring?
No.
How many years do you think he'll play left?
I don't know.
Are you on the, like, he'll play till him and Bronny play together?
I mean, I don't know how to say that because Bronny could decide to play all 4 years or I don't know what he could do. So if LeBron has that many years, however long it takes Bronny to get to the league, sure. But also
4 more years would be insane.
I know that. So I honestly don't know how many years he has left. But if he walked away this year, he'd be walking away from $100 million. So he'd be stupid.
So you think, or you are basically saying he's not retiring. You just don't know how many years he's got left.
Yeah, I don't think this will be the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just worry, and I'm sure, 1,000 other people have said this before me. I just worry you're ruining your legacy if you're LeBron and you pull out, which, like, getting to where they're at is not.
He got an 8 seed.
I know. And I'm not going to go back into the Giannis failure, what is failure situation. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want I don't want him to Tom Brady himself.
At the rate that he's played in this series, I don't think that he's there yet.
You don't think he's at like ruining his legacy territory?
No.
I know. I'm just worried about like 2 more years, like what that could do.
Right, and I could see that, and I would agree with that.
Like
but
one burnout season could make
And I think
rough.
that unlike Tom Brady, I think he would know when it was time to walk away.
You do?
Yeah, okay. I do. But after his run, even literally night before, on Tuesday, his run on Tuesday was insane. So, like, I don't think that he's ready to retire yet, but I do think he'll bow out when it's time.
Okay. I think he looks old out there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Moving on to the Celtics versus Heat. Celtics force game 5. That'll be played. Well, that will have been last night, Thursday. Mm-hmm. So we'll post the outcome on our feed. But what's your prediction?
I think we're coming back. And I mean the Celtics.
You think they're going to go 4 in a row?
Yes.
Okay. I love the optimism.
It's confidence. Not optimism.
Yeah, Heat was up 3-0. Celtics won game 4, 116-99. So they popped off, finally showed up to play because after game 3, a little rough. Mm-hmm. They were sound asleep on the court.
Right.
But
it was that the end of that game was hard to watch.
Yeah. But they redeemed themselves, I would say, last night. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. And I do want to say a little story, a little fun fact. When I was 7, I confirmed this too.
I don't know what you're about to say.
For some reason, we were not a basketball household growing up at all. Asked for a Heat jersey for Christmas.
When you were 7?
Yes. And I don't know why. None of us know why. I was talking to my mom about it last night.
Like this was like on your Christmas list? Mm-hmm. Like Santa?
Yes. And I got it in a new pair of Shocks.
Oh, fuck yeah. Nike Shocks.
So
did you Nike ID them?
Not those. But I did a couple pairs, yes. Anyways, back to my story.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
I just want it to be known that 20 years ago,
21
years ago, because I knew that one day I'd be sitting here on the #1 sports podcast in our hearts talking about the Heat winning and Jimmy Butler getting his first ring. That's my prediction. So I knew back then.
Do you still have that jersey?
No.
That would have been a cuter story.
Okay.
You're like, it's framed above my bed.
Could be. So anyways, yeah. But
and if you're listening to this and you're wondering, wait, they're fans of 2 different teams. We're not fans of anybody.
No.
we just picked these teams because we have this bet and we're riding very hard. Why did we pick these teams? I genuinely don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, you didn't have a reason for picking the Celtics?
Oh, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
100%. Okay. The other one, no.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Because originally Vic did pick the Warriors to win it all. So
you gotta readjust. You find out.
You find a way.
You figure out. You reassess, and that's what I did, and that's why I'm beating you right now. So,
in one series, I'm beating you in this one.
I beat you in one. You're beating me in one of them.
Anyways. Like Jimmy Butler, I'm going to stay positive because
with your Heat jersey.
Yes.
21-year-old Heat jersey.
He doesn't seem to care about game 5 or game 4. He says that they perform better whenever they are under pressure. Mm-hmm. So high hopes for that. He's getting by with some Morgan Wallen and Nickelback. He loves that.
So crazy.
He started out listening to country music to piss his teammates off and then discovered that he actually loves it.
He's a silly, goofy guy too.
I know. I want to be friends with him. So, Jimmy, if you're listening,
drop it in the comments. You're like,
I've moved on from the Lakers.
I've switched teams. Jimmy, if you saw that Lakers comment, it was just for the pod. This is for you.
That jersey was for you, too. So, go Heat. Anything else?
Nope.
For our next story, we've got a Cinderella story.
I love Cinderella story.
Yeah.
With Hilary Duff.
Yeah, except played by Michael Block. Okay. Block Party.
That's cute. That's a good headline.
All right. Anyways, back to the PGA Tour. Mm-hmm. If you haven't heard about this man, you need to pause this episode and go look him up because he is the sweetest, cutest thing I've ever seen.
What lookup should we do? Like Google, Instagram,
Just
TikTok?
whatever tickles your fancy.
Does he have a TikTok?
I don't think so. Michael Block is a golf pro from California. What a golf pro, or what he does as a golf pro, is he like manages that course. So he gives lessons. He like handles membership. He interacts with the members. But golf pros around the country can qualify for the PGA Championship. So he qualified. He was one of 20 golf pros that were in this year's PGA Championship.
Okay.
However, he was the only one that made the cut. So he got to play Saturday, and he even talked about that his whole group had flights out for Saturday morning because he didn't think he was going to make the cut.
Oh, that's so cute.
So he has himself a day. So he played incredibly on Saturday, made the cut on Sunday, and when he made the cut, they were interviewing him. In the middle of the interview, they found out that he was paired with Rory McIlroy the next day. And they were like, hey, Michael, just so you know,
oh my gosh,
that's who you're playing with. And he was like, you're fucking kidding. And he like lost it. He was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, after he's like coming off this high, like everybody, he's like the people's golfer. Like,
right. And I bet Roy's like pumped too because he's like,
yeah,
this is awesome.
Yeah. And so he was walking out at the beginning to like tee off for the day. And everyone went nuts for him walking out. So he just was like, what the heck? So they tee off, whatever. He gets to hole 15, dunks a hole-in-one.
Oh my gosh.
So he tees off. He hits, it was like a 7-iron because people are offering him $50,000 for the 7-iron that he used on this hole. It doesn't even hit the green and roll. It literally, he hits it and hits right into the hole.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. So he didn't know. Like, the crowd was just going nuts. And he's like, oh, sweet, I hit the green. And then Rory comes over and he's like, dude, you just fucking holed in one. He's like, nuh-uh. He literally, there's a video of him being like, no, it didn't go in. Are you kidding? And like, he walked up to it and he was like, oh my God.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So literally the best day ever for him. And he ended up finishing the round in the top 15, which qualifies him for the PGA Tour next year.
That's awesome. That is a feel-good story.
Yeah. So just this little like golf pro was giving lessons at like $125 a lesson, and he made like,
oh my gosh, how old is he?
I think like in his 45.
Okay.
Yeah. He like teaches his sons, and he says the best part about his job is that
41. Oh wait, no.
so he's in his 40s, and he says the best part about his job as a golf pro is that he ends every single day with his entire family on the course. So like, he'll give lessons all day, he'll go do paperwork, he'll give lessons, and then his wife brings his sons out to the course and he gives them lessons, and then they all go home together.
And now he's,
yeah,
that's 15th. He got 15th in the PGA.
He tied for 14th. So by finishing in the top 15, he gets automatically invited to next year's. And he got a text from Michael Jordan.
I saw that.
And then
how does Michael Jordan have his number?
I'm sure
that was my first question.
His people got in touch with his people, and they did it. But the best part I thought about it was his interview after all of it on Sunday. He was like, you know, like you look back at the times that are like the best time in your life, and like I know that right now this is the best week of my life. He was like, this has been incredible. So
okay, that does feel good.
Yeah. So go Michael.
That made me care so much more. At first I was like, eh.
I know, I could tell you weren't excited about it, but
yeah.
Have I ever steered you wrong? Well, don't answer that.
I was like,
what are you saying?
No, I'm not. I'm just laughing at your laugh.
Just because you're behind the camera doesn't mean you can't be under fire.
You said that, and then she goes, and then immediately go, well. Laughing at the
All right. Well, yeah, so there's Michael Block.
Congrats, Michael Block. Can't wait to see you next year.
Episode title. Congrats,
Michael Block. From the NTP Girlies that both know so much about what feat you just accomplished.
Yeah. Okay. So our third story, you're going to have some thoughts on.
Am I?
Yeah. So the NFL came out with 2 big rule changes this week for this year.
Got it.
So the first one, I'll just go over quickly because it's not really the controversial one, is the emergency QB rule. So basically, because of the 49ers last year when they ran out of all of their QBs in one game and lost the game, now teams can add an emergency quarterback to their roster at the game day. And so, like, if both of their first and second string QBs are out, then they can put this guy in.
Right.
So that's a new rule, but that's not the controversial one. The controversial one is the fair catch rule.
Right.
Do you want to share your thoughts on it initially? Or do you want me to go into it?
Yeah, go into it and then I'll share my thoughts.
Okay. So on Tuesday of this week, the NFL owners of each team got together and voted that kickoffs and safety kicks can now be ruled as a fair catch, and they're encouraging their players to do so. So what that means is that the players on a kickoff can just catch the ball, and if it's within the goal line and the 25-yard line, they
Right.
can call it fair catch, and the team automatically gets the ball on the 25-yard line. So that's a big change because returns were huge, kickoff returns were huge, and players and coaches think that that's going to go by the wayside.
Right. And special teams are important. These are people's jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I really do. I can see both sides. I think all of the feedback from coaches and players is very valid. And I think my first takeaway would be the owners making this decision to me doesn't make sense because it's not them out there. So
Exactly.
it's asking the players how they feel about it and allowing their voices to be heard in this makes the most sense. Unfortunately, that's not how these things work. But yeah, and I also think it's a little bit of some like lawsuit politics being played.
Yeah.
And, the Roger Goodell of it all. It's like, I get both sides. And I also understand the science behind it. I don't know the stats completely, but they're doing this rule for 1 year, and their kind of citing of the sources here is that they implemented this rule in college football, and it took the concussion rate down a significant percentage.
They're predicting 15%.
Right. Yeah, it was like 30-something to 30-something, I'm pretty sure. So I do get where they're coming from. I think on the backlash side of the coaches and players, it's like, this is a slippery slope. If we're making this exception, it's just going to get, I think Andy Reid said flag football.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee shared the same sentiment. So I do get both sides. I really do. I also think concussion, there needs to be something, obviously, for the CTE of it all. But I'm not going to claim to know what the solution is because I don't play football.
Yeah.
I think we need to listen to the people that do. And so, yeah, the owners making this decision doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I do get where they're coming from. But mostly I think, it's the player's choice. It's who's putting themselves in those positions. So
Yeah. I think the point you made that was like, there has to be something that's done, but like, what is the answer? And that's honestly like what a spokesman, I don't know exactly his title, for the owners had said that. He was like, we can't sit around and do nothing.
I read this. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you're right. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
But then to your point, like, the players and coaches are in like an uproar about this. So like, can they be in on the decision somehow moving forward? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
And who's valuing the actual, like, who's valuing the legacy of the league and who is valuing like these actual, like the health and wellness of these people.
Right.
That's where I said the players.
Mm-hmm.
Even the coaches to me doesn't make a ton of sense because like they're in line and the players should be worrying about their health and wellness. The thing that I think is great is that it's 1 year and we'll see after that year, the data will speak for itself. And hopefully, even if they're doing this just as a little pat for the lawsuits and is like, look, we're making changes.
Yeah.
Is it even a change that's going to make that big of a difference? We'll see with the percentages.
I know. I'm interested to see if, like you said, like, are they just doing it for the year to like check a box, or are they really going to let statistics speak for themselves and like keep this around potentially?
Right. I mean, I would hope that they're not, but what I think is they are doing it to check a box. They are doing it for the lawsuits.
Yeah.
Little blanket statement just to kind of smooth that over. And I think that's what pisses the players off too. It's like, you don't actually care about us.
Right.
You care about your lawsuits.
And it's like when you think of last season and concussions, like my first thought goes to Tua, who's the quarterback for the Dolphins. And like, he's not returning kickoffs, yet he was injured.
Right. So if you're going to do this, why not this?
Right. And somebody, or I read a stat, I think you and I, we were getting ready for this, and it was like, there were a couple hundred kickoffs last year, and 99% of those ended injury free. And like one of 19.
So like, why aren't those stats speaking?
Yeah. And like one of 19 concussions last year came from a kickoff return. So it's like, I get the motion you're making to like be like, hey, we are listening to your safety and caring about that. But like you said, why isn't any other like positions or stats being taken into account?
Right.
So it's just kind of interesting, but a lot of buzz around this one.
Yes.
So
a lot of pissed off coaches and players. And even the guy that we can't think of his name who spoke on behalf of the owners, he was saying, we knew there was going to be an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's expected because you're asking someone to change all of, like, you're changing the way you play the game.
Right.
Especially special teams. So, of course, there's going to be uproar. It's just if it's for the greater good or not. And we'll see that in 1 year when they can look back at the data.
When you said greater good, made me think of The Incredibles when she was like, I'm the greatest good you'll ever get. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, thank you. All right, anyways. From a fan standpoint, too, like, if opening kickoff and a huge kickoff return for a touchdown happens, like, that's so exciting. So then, like, is this going to take some of the excitement? And I know that, again, like, the fans are not first in this situation at all, so please, anyone, don't think that's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, you don't have NFL without fans.
Exactly. But also, like, as a player, if you make a fucking huge return for 90 yards and score a touchdown on the opening drive, like, you're fucking hyped for the rest of the game.
Right.
So, like,
and that's the shit people tune in for.
Exactly. So, like, is this going to take that excitement out of the game?
Right.
Also.
To Andy Reid's point, we're turning it into flag football at that point.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. And I'm really am interested to see, like, how many teams opt into this and how many are just like, fuck it, I'm fast. This is an explosive play. We have the right people on the field to make this happen.
Right.
Well, that wraps up our 3 stories. Anything else to add? I have something else to add. I have a lot to say about this.
Oh, yes. We will put up a visual aid.
The Saints rookie quarterback did a fucking photo shoot.
Glamour shoot. Glamour.
Fucking duck lips, smolders, looking in the camera like a TikTok dude. I prayed to God this was him getting hazed and welcome to the team, because if this man was serious doing this.
I haven't seen Raegan this passionate about something in a long time. You have been talking about this.
Because why? What? If Derek Carr gets hurt, this man makes the roster. He has only played like 2 snaps in the rookie camp, but whatever.
But imagine that photo like up on the Jumbotron.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
he
you're right.
did this. Derek Carr gets hurt. He has to fucking go in.
Right.
And they put that up there for his little headshot when he in his stats next to it.
He comes out of the tunnel.
Oh my God. That team that's playing
Can you
him,
reenact it again?
You're running out of the tunnel, stopping.
It's like Flynn Rider in Tangled when they're like the smolder.
That's
it, but
accurate.
worse. It's so.
It is. The smoke comes out of the tunnel, and he's like,
and everyone's like, "Boo!"
Have we looked
loser.
into this man's like Instagram? Like, what's his like personality like? I'd
Probably
like to.
that.
Pull it up.
Honestly,
What's his name?
Fucking Zoolander.
What's his name?
I don't know.
You're talking all this shit. You don't even know the man's name.
I don't know.
Oh no, Raegan, this is just who he is.
No, what's his Instagram look like? What's it look
Jake Hayner.
like? No, just can you show me?
For the
Oh my
girlies
God,
to see.
dude, give it up. You're in the league now. Don't be embarrassing.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so those photos are incredible.
in the most horrendous way.
Yeah, they really are.
It's real. I thought, like they
maybe it was
shave
just
their
really
heads.
funny.
No, like they shave the rookies' heads or whatever. I thought that's what we were dealing with here. And I was ready to give him the benefit of the doubt. Be like, oh, rookie. No.
The video. Raegan, have you seen the video? There's a video.
No.
I'm gonna get a few photos of you in your uniform. So give me what you got.
Can we do a couple series poses?
Yeah, give me whatever you want.
Get out of here. He said, can I do a serious one? Cut. You're cut. Rookie deal.
If you're that
done.
NFL social media manager, how are you like, yes?
Did you not hear the fucking voice crack in her? She was like, get this man out of my camera. Oh my God.
Okay. Our walkout fit of the week, our walkout fits, they're plural, walkout fits of the week are brought to you by Waterboy. Replenish after a long weekend with a stick of Waterboy. Formulated with electrolytes and vitamins, this hydrating drink mix helps you reduce nausea and fatigue and helps you chill out after a weekend out. Each stick of Waterboy is vegan, has 0 sugar, and includes 3 times the electrolytes and vitamins than its competitors. The original Weekend Recovery is available in strawberry lemonade, blue raspberry, and fruit punch flavors with the newest athletic recovery and lemon lime. So whether it's from working out or going out, reach for Waterboy.
And thank God I do reach for Waterboy
Same.
every single time.
Same. Honestly, I've been really into the athletic recovery one because, I mean, the hangover ones are obviously awesome for hangovers and just if you're dehydrated. But the athletic ones, I feel like if I'm fatigued and like hit the gym a little hard or just didn't get enough sleep the night before or something like that, it helps with that. And I like it. And the lemon lime flavor is nice.
Yeah.
So that's Waterboy. Use our code NAME3PLAYERS at checkout for 15% off. And you can use them on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The athletic or the hungover. Whatever type of girl you are. We're both.
Mm-hmm. Get a girl that can do both.
Balance is key. All right. Are you ready for your walkout fit of the week?
Yeah.
You had Kelsey Plum.
Yeah, Kelsey Plum from the Las Vegas Aces. It was her fit for the first game of their season. Their season kicked off this past week. She was styled by Sydney Bordenero, and she was wearing a lioness cropped leather jacket that had like blue and white stripes at the top. I'm going to butcher the name of the pants. You say it.
Minway Devois.
Minway Devois. Okay. Well, she was wearing pants.
She was wearing pants.
Yeah. Like black cargo jeans by Minway
Devois.
Mm-hmm. That.
It's a very affordable brand. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
But she looked great, and she was also wearing Rick Owens sneakers, like platform sneakers. Her bag was great. Her glasses were great.
She had her hair up in a little bun.
Yeah.
I love the moto jacket trend.
Yeah, same.
She killed it.
Yeah, she's like known for her fits too.
Mm-hmm.
I like love following her page. So
All right. Mine was John Wall. He had a gallery department hat, gallery department tee, some really great orange sweatpants, and then the concept SB Nike Dunk lobsters, and just had a little orange fit off, and I loved it. I also just love gallery department right now, trending in my life. So
yeah,
he killed it.
those dunks are crazy.
All right, so we're going into the breakdown.
Yeah,
So this one's going to be a challenging one, but
it's a doozy.
we are going to tackle it. I feel the girls need to know sports betting. This is your sports betting 101. Buckle up. We're learning with you. I felt like I had a good grip on it until I tried explaining it to Raegs, and then I was like, maybe I have room to learn as well. So we're in this together. We're learning. We're just going over the basics.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, to give you a general overview, the sports book is Vegas. Sports book equals Vegas. The minus in all of these equations, if you will, is the favored team.
Which seems so backwards to
I
me.
know.
Yeah.
But that's something to remember.
I know.
Minus, favored. Plus sign, underdog. Okay?
Okay.
Those are the basics.
They should rethink that. Anyways. I'm not
If you
Vegas.
hear our cry, Vegas, that doesn't make sense to us.
And
Okay.
Jay Kaner, all my cries go to you.
So minus equals favored, plus equals underdog. Okay?
Got it.
So for the money line bet, you've heard that term.
Mm-hmm.
We all hear it. It's probably, I would say, the biggest
Yeah.
sports betting term. That is, in the simplest terms, it's betting on who wins the game.
Yeah.
And you see who's favored by,
The plus or minus.
but who's favored is the,
Minus.
yeah. And the underdog is the,
Plus.
woo, Raegan passes. So the money line, whenever you're looking at the sports book, it will have the team and it will have whoever is plus 180 minus whatever. And that is, you're just betting on who wins the game.
Okay.
Okay. So for the over under, another big common betting
Yeah.
term, it is betting on the total amount of points scored in the game if over or under Vegas's prediction.
For both teams?
Right. So it is
Total-
the sum of both teams' points if that's over or under Vegas' prediction.
Okay. So if I were like, I'm taking the over, I'm predicting that the combined score will be more
Then Vegas'
than what
prediction.
Vegas said.
Yep.
Got it.
So say for the Lakers Nuggets game,
Mm-hmm.
say the Vegas sportsbook said 238. You would be taking the over if you think there's more points that will be scored as a total,
Okay.
or you'd be taking the under.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah. But this one.
This one will fuck you up. Okay. It did us. They're going to be like, no, that was actually the easiest one.
I want to set the scene for the listener or the viewer. When you were in elementary school doing your math homework and nothing was clicking and you just wanted your parents to do it for you, so you threw a fit at the kitchen table. And if that's just me,
No,
keep-
that was me.
keep moving. Okay, thank God.
That's still me when I do math. What are you talking about?
This is how I felt when Vic was explaining this to me the first time. So if that's how you're feeling, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's okay. We're in this together. Okay, so we did the money line. We did the over under. Now we're going to talk through against the spread.
Okay.
Betting the against the spread
Mhm.
means you are taking the underdog. So the plus sign.
Yes.
And the points in a game. To win, you want the underdog to either win the game outright or lose by less than the point spread you're given.
Okay. Can the point spread vary? So it's never like a set spread.
It is a set spread by Vegas. Vegas makes the spread.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And that's all from the sports book betting gods of Vegas, which is quite the conundrum. I can't really wrap my head around. But
It's like space. Makes me brain
yeah,
hurt.
so that is the basics. Go into it, watch videos, but you got the basics here. That's the money line, the over under, and the against the spread.
If you're new to sports betting, me, take the money line.
Yes.
Over under.
Yeah.
Against the spread, work up to that
Yeah.
one.
That seems like the, and maybe we're wrong.
Very good chance
But I'm-
because anything that and I'm not discrediting you,
Yeah.
to me, like it does not compute.
I felt very confident in the money line and the over under.
Yeah.
Against the spread, listen, we all know our faults. Numbers, those are mine. And I'm self-aware enough to tell you that there's a reason I don't gamble on these games. I gamble. I make fun bets with my friends. I don't gamble money because numbers scare me, and the plus minus of it all, I do get what it means, but
Yeah.
that's really where it stops.
You
So,
did great explaining it all, given the circumstances,
Yeah.
but against the spread, Vegas, figure that one out. Make it
Right.
easier.
Also, for the girls, what we do is we make little fun bets that you have to embarrass yourself in public and do with your friends. And that I'll keep.
Is sports betting.
That's the Name 3 Players Sportsbook.
That's sports betting for the girls.
Yeah.
That, Vegas,
Yeah, keep
men.
But now you know, because that's the
Those
breakdown,
girls.
where we break down an otherwise confusing topic in sports.
Yeah.
Clearly, this one got us.
Do
Normally,
Z.
we actually have a pretty good grip on it. This one,
You had a great grip. I want you to know that.
thank you.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah. Don't come at us if you become a gambler. 1-800-bets off. I actually don't even think that's a number anymore. It's like 1-800-gambler. Either one. Call both.
1-800-GAMBLER?
I think it is that.
God, on the football podcast I listened to during the
1-800-bets
season, no, they have to literally they try to time it with how fast they can do it, but they have to rattle off state by state the gambling helpline numbers. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So let's not get into the weeds
Yeah, we're
there.
not telling you to
because
do
we're
it.
gonna have to go do that if we get too far.
No,
into
no, no, no,
this.
no, no, no.
Don't bet on games unless you're responsible.
Or you just have to go embarrass yourself at your local bar.
Like Vic's gonna have to do when the Heat wins.
Well, you already have to do it, point blank. So
No, I'm banking on this happening. If the Celtics lose, Vic's gonna be like, you're right. Let's just cancel it out. I don't want to do that.
I'm not gonna do.
God.
If there's anything I am, it's competitive, and now that you said that, you're locked in.
Yeah, the Heat's probably gonna fuck around and lose.
And then you have to do it twice.
That would be so mean.
No, that's great. Okay, so moving right along to our walk-up song of the week. Raegan?
Again, if you're new here, we pick our favorite song of the week. That's our walk-up song of the week, and we add it to our little Spotify playlist. So
You can jam out with us.
Yeah. But mine it's like a new little bop I discovered. I don't know if it's actually new, but it's new to me, to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Tooth by Armani White and A$AP Ferg. It's just like a little vibey song.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
good.
it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, mine is What's Love Got to Do with It by Tina Turner, because she passed away
R.I.P.
today. And R.I.P. What a legend. So we're adding that to the playlist when it comes on shuffle.
That's also a banger, though.
It 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
that's
soon
a
as
good
I
one.
put it on there, I was like,
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Alrighty.
Well, that's our show.
that is it. Do you
All
have
right.
any closing statements? Any announcements?
You can follow us at Name3Players on Instagram and TikTok. You can listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and watch us on YouTube, all at Name3Players. We're working on Apple Podcasts. We've got beef with all of Apple right now, trying to get that to work.
Right. Same old story there.
Yeah. So you can find us there. New episodes every Friday.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's everything.
I think it is. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Go Heat.
Okay.